Looks like it's been a fantastic week, Broughy, but for tonight, that's it for sport. Thanks, mate.
Lovely, thank you, Nath. We'll have a look at the weather with Liv in a moment. Scotty's along with the fishing report. All happens right after the break.
Good evening, Livio, Regano with tonight's weather. Humidity starting to get uncomfortable over central and southern Queensland, and it can only get worse over the next 2 days. Any cool changes will have to wait until next week, hopefully with some storms on Sunday, Monday to accompany the temperature drop. Today's tops around the region were generally in the low 30s after another night in the low 20s, and humidity at the higher end of average, generally uncomfortable by most definitions. On the satellite loop now you can see the distinctly sharp band of cloud that delineates those very heavy showers that we had and storms overnight that have moved sort of into the Daintree and Cassowary area at the moment. Funnily enough, this southeasterly surge, you won't see it on the chart. It's more obvious on the satellite picture because you can almost see that arc of cloud. To the south it's pretty rain-free, but you can see in the southeast corner we're starting to get storms, and maybe tomorrow they'll get closer and closer. This is today's chart. It's a stock standard southeasterly trade wind pattern with a high in the Tasman Sea, and there are the southeasterlies being directed to the coast. You can't see the surge, but this little dip in the isobars is roughly where that trough is, where the heavier rain starts. Tomorrow's chart looks much the same, winds possibly a little bit lighter, open isobar pattern, new trough moving in from the west. Then on the outlook chart, this trough becomes a main feature of interest because over the weekend it gets delayed all the time. Certainly by Sunday it'll come through, kick off some storms around the Darling Downs southeast coast and eventually clear off the coast, not until Tuesday as a cool change. Now the latest from BOM, the boating forecast for Hervey Bay waters, east to southeast winds just 10 to 15 knots tomorrow, swinging to the northeast on Saturday and then a straight northerly on Sunday. Gari offshore will follow the same pattern, easterly 10 to 15 knots tomorrow, seas under a metre, northeasterly for Saturday and almost straight northerly by Sunday. Nice simple tides tomorrow. There's a moderate peak in the middle of the day, flanked on either side by a low tide first thing in the morning and another one around sundown. The Wide Bay Burnett, a fine, mostly sunny day. Bundaberg 20 up to 32 degrees, Gympie 33, Hervey Bay 32, Maryborough 33. Looking ahead for Bundaberg, the cool change has now been delayed until Tuesday. Not a big temperature drop, but with storms in the lead up and showers on the follow through, it's got to be good news. And that's the weather in one great big nutshell, the last summer weather presentation for 2024. It'll be autumn when I see you next, and I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy the last night of the season. Here's Scotty Hillier with a fishing report.
Yeah, good on you, Livio. Neap tides on the way, but it does look like that wind is going to be in the light to moderate range, so the offshore boaties should get a chance to sneak out. I can report mackerel, tuna on the chew big time. Here's a couple of tips. Now, these smaller tides will see fishing a little bit tough for the weekend, although the water in most areas is starting to clean up, and offshore that bait is really starting to turn up. With that, the tuna and mackerel species, as I mentioned earlier, they're in really good numbers, with trolling along with casting a range of metals and plastics all working. Just remember to vary up your retrieval. If you can't get a bite, try something different. You might just spark a bit of a bite. A couple of really good coral trout also on the shallows taking live baits with good sweet lip also in those shallows as well. And the local fads are holding good dolphin fish at the moment, pitching unweighted live baits or slices of pillies doing the trick. Now check this out. Shano Kimlin nailed this lovely big Spaniard on a jig recently, working it nice and quick through the water column. Great fish, Shano. Now, a little tip, if you are chasing more outdoor action, make sure you join me and the team 5:30 Saturday for Creek to Coast. We're in the Bundaberg region, and I can tell you we get stuck into a couple of monster muddies. Good luck if you hit the water. See you next week.
Yeah, thank you, Scotty. Good on you, mate. Have a nice weekend. That wraps it up. And a reminder, anything you'd like to watch again, our 7plus app or our page, 7news.com.au. Catch you tomorrow night. Good night.